KG5 has been in Guernsey sporting vernacular for 75 years. It was set up to commemorate the life of King George V and on his death. Something like 200 of these places were set up around the UK. Guernsey was one of them through public subscription. It's owned by trustees, and the bailiff is the chairman of the trustees. And KG5 was going through some poor times, and it was the Sports Commission that the then bailiff contacted to say, is there any way you could have a look at this and see if you could come up with a plan to help bring it back to the vibrancy and sporting excellence that it was once known for. It's taken quite a while. We didn't rush into it and find a solution in 5 minutes, but Graham Chester and myself worked for some 18 months or so before we came up with a plan and a business plan of effectively wanting the place to be busy, because it was no longer as busy as it had been, to make it a business model that would be sustainable, but thirdly to make sure that it was effectively owned by the sports that were using it, so that they had a real investment in its future. Well, we've come up with a scheme. It's now part way to being delivered, to being created. Phase 1 is completed and is being in great use. Phase 2 has been approved by the planners now, so that should start within the next 6 or 8 weeks' time, sometime around middle of May perhaps. And phase 3 is now being developed and the drawings are being worked on with the architect.
If you mention the word KG5 to people of my era, the large majority will have either participated in or attended a sporting event here, and invariably they talk about KG5 with great fondness. It has been home latterly to St Jack's and cricket, but it has also served other sports during its long history.
Like I say, we've been coming to Guernsey now for over 10 years, and this is the first time we've been at the KG5, which we're now using as a new venue. It's got a true surface, so it's always, perfectly balanced and everything, which is great. We use these surfaces back at the training ground back home for our own academy players as well. The bounce is good. It's obviously better than a sand-based Astro, which the bounce is a little bit false in football terms, where the ball can then run away, and even striking the ball is slightly different. But this is, just the same as using a grass surface.
Absolutely perfect. I mean, we've got everything from the goals being perfect, the pitch markings, the surface is great, it's flat. We try and teach the boys and the girls that come on the courses, the proper way to play football. They love having the goals here. They love this because they can jump around and dive without hurting themselves. They can do the big slide tackles, and they've really liked it. Given us sort of a new home, if you like, for our courses to come and play here, and just to keep up the good work. It seems to have maintained it already absolutely brilliantly. I mean, the small rubber crumbs that are on here are keeping it really well, and the only thing they've got to worry about is when the kids go home and empty it on the parents' carpets, but it's been absolutely fantastic.
Putting its service to sport aside, the KG5 has been and it's home to many users serving the community. Dyslexia Day Centre, Stepping Stones Nursery, Guernsey Sports Association for the Disabled, Guernsey Concert Brass Band, Weight Watchers, euchre, darts, bridge club are just a few outside sport that make full use of the facility.
Oh, they love coming out. We've got a big bag of balls and bats, and they have a good run around, play football, we play games, running races. They love it. Oh, it's just made a huge difference because we were inside quite a lot of the day and the field was quite muddy. We couldn't go out, and it's just brilliant for them to come and get some fresh air and run around. They're sort of inside, been inside for 6 hours. So to have a half an hour of fresh air and running around is great for them. They love it. They've all been bringing their trainers in and really enjoying it.
KG5 is a unique place which deserves to realise its full potential. It is without doubt going to be an exciting and challenging time, but one that all those who are involved with are relishing.
I think that just the general feel from everybody who's come down that it's going to be great once it's finished and everything like that. The 3G pitch is fantastic. We've literally had no complaints, no bad feeling about it at all. So I'm just really hopeful, and I'm pretty sure it'll happen that the rest of the stages that happen at KG5 will be exactly the same. Going from let's be honest, a nice place to be, but a little bit of a run-down place, to hopefully within the next 2 or 3 years being, arguably the best facility on the Channel Islands.
It's great to see kids on the mugger. It's great to see people using the facilities. We've got touch rugby now. We're going to have all sorts up here, I believe. Anyway, when we're eventually developed. and it'll be a great sporting facility, I think. You know, one that the island, I think, desperately needed.
The redevelopment builds on these foundations and allows us to increase sports and community services from our central island location. Headway are to join us, together with a number of sports associations who will be able to call KG5 their home.
Normally we would train down here on the grass, Tuesdays and Thursday nights, but with the weather we've had this winter, which has been pretty awful really, there's been about 2 or 3 months where, you know, if we'd only had the grass we wouldn't have trained at all, which is why this new facility of the 3G pitch has been absolutely amazing for us. It's been really, really good, and not only has it sort of helped us train anyway, but the fact that you can actually get decent training on it and you're not rolling around in a load of mud, you know, like we would have been if we'd have been on the grass. It's been a real benefit to us, and you know, it's really helped us do some worthwhile training. So that's been great. You know, we're very pleased to see here. We're very grateful, and not just for the training. We've actually played several games on it as well, and it's very, very capable of actually having a full-blooded game of rugby on it. You know, it's there's no issue. People think you're going to get sort of nylon burns or something like that off the grass. You don't get anything like that at all. You know, you really can have a proper game on it. You can scrum on it. You can ruck. You can maul. You can tackle. You know, it's absolutely brilliant. You know, we're very happy to be here.
For the training, it's absolutely fantastic, and obviously it gives the pitch time to rest, which is important, which means we can get all our home games played, whereas last year and a couple of years ago we had to postpone a few. So this facility, the lights, you know, it's just a wonderful asset to have for the island. I think this is a fantastic idea, as in the mugger. And with what's coming up over there with the new changing rooms and so forth, I think the KG5 as it is a little bit worn, so to do it up and make it into probably the premier sporting arena probably in the Channel Islands is, you know, going to be fantastic for Guernsey sport as a whole.
KG5 was and is the home of cricket. We're blessed with a couple of other grass squares obviously on the island, but I think everybody considers KG5 the longest and most established pitch and the place they probably always look to. It's been the home of the Interinsular for umpteen years. It's always been primarily the cricket venue of choice for the Guernsey Cricket Board as we are now, but going forward it clearly is going to look an even more developed place than we've got today. We've got aspirations beyond the island now where we play in the ICC Cricket League. So we're putting Guernsey cricket on an international stage, and that comes with that demand on facilities and expectation of the quality of those facilities. When we go around in Malaysia just recently, we played in grounds that were up to ODI status, and KG5 as it's proposed to be developed will be the match of any of those facilities. That gives us the opportunity to host, in the first instance through our links with Sussex, first class matches, which we have an outstanding agreement with Sussex to do, and hopefully one day international matches as well.
I mean, the weekend here is just fantastic. They start at 9:30 on a Saturday morning, and really, if people want entertainment, you come and see those dear little souls about, I would say, 5 to 7. And obviously they have got the gear, and you know, as mums and dads do, you buy 2 sizes too large, so we got long shorts, and all the woolly socks have come out. My generation, we certainly didn't have 5 aside, 7 aside, 9. So it's been fascinating, because I think I look out of the window. The lights, of course, we've got absolutely wonderful lights. There was a big question mark over, were we going to be upset? But no, they have got the most fascinating lights, because they're right down on the pitch, and they're really so good. If they're only using one pitch, they use one set of lights, but 6 o'clock the lights go on, and the arrangement is 9 o'clock, c'est fini, absolutely, and away they go.
Well, you've actually provided an actual first class opportunity for people to play any type of sport, any time, whatever the weather. With the floodlights, we're able to play games during the day and with the evening, and we're able to train right the way through till 9 o'clock at night. The school's point of view as well, it's given them a different option. It's pretty much centre of the island is KG5, and therefore from that opportunity we're able to draw the schools in for central competitions, and therefore again it means we can get more people more active in a variety of different sports.